It's been quite an interesting week for black women in the nation's capital. It's been real interesting. First, during the press briefing a couple of days ago, Press Secretary Sean Spicer and April Ryan, White House correspondent for American Urban Radio Networks, let's just say they got into a little spat.
No, at some point, report the facts. The facts are that every single person who has been briefed on this subject has come away with the same conclusion. Republican, Democrat, so I'm sorry that that disgusts you. You're shaking your head. I appreciate it, but understand this, that at some point, the facts are what they are. And every single person who has been briefed on this situation with respect to the situation with Russia, Republican, Democrat, Obama appointee, career, have all come to the same conclusion. At some point, April, you're going to have to take no for an answer. It seems like you're hell-bent on trying to make sure that whatever image you want to tell about this White House stays, because at the end of the day, let me answer. I understand. Okay, but you know what? You're asking me a question, and I'm going to answer it, which is the president. I'm sorry. Please stop shaking your head again.
It's her head.
Don't shake your head. Well, on yesterday, things were a little different when the press briefing began. Roland.
Well, thank you, Sean.
How are you today?
I'm fine, and how are you?
Fantastic.
So yesterday, April Ryan got the first question in the press briefing, and so you saw them playing nice there. Also, Bill O'Reilly, we talked about it on yesterday briefly with our comedians. He took a shot at Congresswoman Maxine Waters when it came to her hair. Roll tape.
I didn't hear a word she said. I was looking at the James Brown wig. If we have a picture of James, it's the same.
It's the same one,
right?
No,
and he's not using it
I
anymore.
gotta defend her on
You
that.
guys you're all wrong about this.
I have to defend her on that. You can't go after a woman's looks. I think she's very attractive.
But I didn't say she wasn't attractive. I love James Brown. But it's the same hair James Brown, or the Godfather of Soul, had.
So he had girl hair.
Whatever it is, I just couldn't get by it. You're all wrong about Maxine Waters. Number one, she's a sincere individual. Whatever she says, she believes. She's not a phony.
Yeah, I know Auntie Maxine didn't play that. Here's her response.
No, I'm not responding to him. First of all, let me thank Hillary Clinton for standing up for all women, and in particular for black women. And let me just say this. I'm a strong black woman, and I cannot be intimidated. I cannot be undermined. I cannot be thought to be afraid of Bill O'Reilly or anybody. And I'd like to say to women out there everywhere, don't allow these right-wing talking heads, these dishonorable people, to intimidate you or scare you. Be who you are, do what you do, and let us get on with discussing the real issues of this country. Bill O'Reilly and Roger Ailes have no credibility.
Of course, that has inspired the hashtag Black Women at Work all over social media. Let's get into this with our panel here. Julianne first. No, I'm going to start with Ralph first. So, Ralph, I was at the meeting with the Republican National Committee a couple of years ago, and this is what a top RNC staffer said. They said, no group hates the GOP more than black women. No group. In fact, during the election, Hillary Clinton got 94% of the votes of black women. Why do these conservatives want to mess with black women? Ralph, what's wrong with y'all?
Well, what Bill O'Reilly said was stupid. I mean, there was no, he was trying to be cute, he was trying to be funny, but also remember at the end, he did say that Congresswoman Waters is very sincere. She believes what she says, and he did show that he does have a respect for her. What he did say was juvenile.
Ralph, that's like somebody talking about your mama and then say, but I like her cooking.
I said what he said was juvenile.
Yeah, you know, Roland.
Why don't be
Roland,
an apologist? Do not be an apologist for Bill O'Reilly. That's beneath you.
Julian, hold up, Scott. Julian, go.
We saw the video. We saw him what he said, and then he stated his respect for her,
Down,
because of her
boy.
sincerity, and everything else.
I mean, seriously.
Julian, go.
This is ridiculous. Black African-American women are often diminished because of our looks. What's coming out of her mouth is content. It is serious content. Yeah. But he didn't have anything else to say but the James Brown wig. That is diminishing. We have been historically diminished throughout time. And this is a continuation of it. Just like Sean Spicer, yeah, they made nice after the fact, but you do not tell somebody not to shake their head. They head or to roll their eyes, you know? I mean, it makes no sense. What we know when we look at the history of women and work is that African-American women work harder for less, consistently, doing the same jobs that our white sisters or that our brothers or that white men do, doing the same jobs and earning 78% of what they earn, whether they're MBAs, lawyers, PhDs, whatever. Our average black woman PhD earns $1,000 a week compared to $1,600 a week for a white male. And the way that we get diminished is by being defined by our looks. Unacceptable.
Scott?
You know, I'm amazed at Republican men and women who are obsessed with African-American women and their looks, whether it's Don Imus and his famous comment about that winning women's team, whether it's white women and white men talking about our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, or now. Their criticism and their attack goes to the appearance, and it almost conjures up, forgive me here, the thought that 200 years ago where you had slave masters and you had African-American women who were slaves, and their appearance and their involvement with the slave master. That may be a bit harsh, but it feels like ancestral times brought up to 2017. They need to get over it because they need to be working with African-American women who can lead, who are bright and are successful, and may have some issues that the Republicans can get their arms around with their family issues and so forth and so on.
And Avis, don't forget, you had Eric Bolling referencing Maxine Waters, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, making a crack reference as well. I mean, look, bottom line is this here. If you're the GOP, black women, look, that's the last group you want to tick off because they already don't like you. And black women voted at a higher rate than anybody else in 2008, 2012.
But Roland, that's why they write them off. That's why they write them off.
But here's the deal. I can see sisters right now saying, oh, that's how y'all want to roll? We're going to show you all our power in 2018, the midterms.
Absolutely.
Avis, go ahead before I go to break.
Absolutely. And strategically, I'm still thinking that the president made a bad decision about not appointing a black woman to the Supreme Court because I think that would have motivated more voters in the last presidential election.
You mean President Barack Obama?
Absolutely.
And I agree 100%. So I agree.
Yeah.
All right, look, Ralph, when y'all have y'all Republican meeting, tell them you better leave these black women alone. And Ralph, you also know, you won't never talk about a black woman's hair.
No.
Ever.
And you never push them in the pool either.
Well, but seriously, there is a condescending, great misogynoir that is related to the fixation on black women's hair. It's beyond even just the looks generally. It's a fixation on our hair. We hear about it in the workplace right now. There was a court decision that said that it's okay to discriminate against black women or black people with locks. So there is a negative fixation on our hair that precludes our ability to advance and be taken seriously in the workplace. And this is just another example of it.
A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. His hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not gonna let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally. What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
News 1 Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV 1.